This is an auto-branching lab. So the concept here is that we're going to have users select a specific branch. Within that branch, it's going to first ask for credentials. Those credentials are going to go out to an AD server for authentication, and also for us to be able to receive certain attributes of that particular user, and specifically these are going to be their group membership. From that group membership, we're going to be able to see where branches can be filtered or basically selected from that information we receive back from that AD server. So we're going to demonstrate that in this lab now. So we're going to migrate to our workflow again. We're going to click on our workflow here, as you see underneath configuration. And we're going to go ahead and add an additional option in this split. And this is just for demonstration purposes. Again, we can customize the workflow any way we so choose. But in this specific case, we're going to have an auto-branching option just so we can see the results of that auto-branching process. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus, which basically is adding an additional option in that split plugin, and this one we're going to be naming AutoBranching. And we're going to have our display. And as you know, or probably have seen, this is basically the display text. So we're going to have auto branching here. Short name is going to be auto branching. And then of course we could add details or information in this display here would explain that in more detail. This is again some of the customization and the information that you're providing those users as they onboard. A lot of this stuff we have not demonstrated specifically, but do understand this is where you can add that information. You can do it pre or post when you're configuring this. You can go in and adjust this and change this. Just do know that you have to do a publish, or you do have to do a snapshot for it to take effect. I'm going to go ahead and push save there. And now as a result, we have 4 options when it comes to that split. So I'm going to go ahead and push done now. And you can see now we have an auto branching here, which is our 4th option. Now I'm going to click on it, and we're going to see that there's nothing underneath it. And so now we're going to start building underneath this auto branching option within the workflow. I'm going to click on the insert step here. And I'm going to authenticate using a traditional server. So I'm going to click on that. This is the same thing we did at the corporate BYOD, and we're actually going to be using those templates and those settings again. So this is a good example of seeing how we can repeat or continue to use those same things we've set up in different branch flows if it makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to click on next here. We're going to reuse the existing one we have, which is this 81. We're going to push next. And we're going to be able to reuse the existing web page. So we have this already created, it's already established. So we're just going to continue to use it as well. Again, it's just for us to be able to reach that AD server and to get authentication and be able to receive back the attribute information that we want. So now that you see that we've created that extra step and we're going to authenticate that user there, and what we're going to do next is we're going to create a split for 2 different types of people from this authentication. So based on the credentials from this authentication and the attributes we receive, we're going to cause Cloudpath to make a branch selection based on those values. So we're going to add a new split here. And we're going to create an admin cell. So we're going to go into split here. So it's an admin cells. So we're going to do a new split. We're going to name it admin cells here because that's what the split's all about, dash cells. And then our options down below, we're going to have one which is admin, and the other one is going to be sales. So what's going to happen is we're going to build these 2 options and put in filters or splitting of these 2 depending on the credentials or the information we get back from the server. So once we do that, we're going to push save. And now you can see now underneath our auto branching, we have authentication here. And then from that, we are going to do an admin and a sales split. Now, the way I have it configured right now, simply if somebody were to authenticate right here, they would see this split. So the next option would be for them to be able to choose between these. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to start applying a filtering, meaning that I'm going to have it to where it's going to choose the first one that's available or the first one that matches. So I'm going to go in and edit this split, and I'm going to click on this little tool here or the pencil there, and then see where it says match behavior. I'm going to select now use the only first option that matches. And so as a result, this means it's only going to use the one that matches the criteria of the filtering that I'm going to be applying. So now I'm going to go into the admin. I'm going to apply certain filters there and matching filters within that option. So I'm going to click on the pencil here. I'm going to scroll down to filters and restrictions right here. And we're going to do the group name pattern, and that pattern we're going to use the match option or matches, and then we're going to be putting in Cloudpath admins. So any account that we authenticate with that group membership, this split will be displayed to them. Cloudpath admins is what we're going to use. So then I'm going to push save there. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the cells. So I'm going to go underneath the cells tab here, and I'm going to go and edit it. And I'm going to create a filter on it that is going to match sales team. Push save there. Now for us to be able to visually see that we've moved or been migrated or have the right branch selected, we are going to go in and we're going to create some messages underneath these. So underneath the admin team, we're going to go under and add it to display a message for us. So we're going to go down to display a message. Push next after that. And then we are going to use a new message because we haven't have a message dedicated to sales or to the admin team yet. So we're going to push next. And here is in the new message. So in this one, we're going to put the reference name as admin welcome. And then under the HTML title or the display to them, we're going to say admin welcome. And then in the message, we'll put hello administrators. We will uncheck the show box button, or show continue button, excuse me, and then the show back button. And then we will also set the kill session. This means that that session will be no longer active and they'll have to start completely over to go through this process again, meaning authentication and so forth. So now we have a message that is displayed to them that basically says admin welcome here. We're going to do the same to the sales team. So we're going to click on the sales tab. And then we're going to add a message here. So we're going to click on this and then go down to display a message. Click next. We're going to have a new template as well. So we can have a custom message to the sales team. And we're going to display to them sales team welcome. We're going to go down again, continue button, show back button, and then we're going to do a kill session. We're going to push save there. So as we can see now that if once we go through a credential process here and we put in our credentials, we're going to have two different splits, and hopefully based on the credentials we put in there, it will cause us to go to the specific split, and as a result, that split will display a message indicating to us that we're going to the correct team or the correct tab or branch within this flow. So as for any place where we want to have our changes take effect, we need to publish. So we're going to go ahead and publish it or create a snapshot. Push create. waiting for that snapshot to complete. All right, it has completed. And so now we can go out and test it. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Advanced tab. We're going to launch our testing of this particular workflow. We're going to go ahead and push Start here. And you can see we have our new branch, and this is our split within this branch, and it is automatic branching. And if you recall, the first thing we asked for it to do is to do authentication through the AD server. So once I put in the credentials here, we should see it filtering us on a branch, sales, or admin, depending on the credentials I put in and what attributes are associated with that credential. The one I'm about to put in is actually a credential that is associated with the admins. So we're going to put this in here. I'm going to put in the CAPTCHA and push continue. And we can see the result is it goes straight to the admin branch. So if we had continuation of things, whether it be put in a voucher or even get to the point where we'd have them receive their certificates and configuration, we could do so. This example, we just simply had it go to that and display a message so we can see that it did filter correctly. Let's go ahead and try that on the sales real quick. So we're going to start over again. This time we're going to put in different credentials. Go down to automatic branching. We're going to put in sales at Ruckus Training. On that. Put in my credentials. And then we're going to push continue. Now you can see the sales team branch was selected because the attributes that were received back from the AD server based on the sales team email that we just put in and authenticated to. So with that, that completes our Lab 7C, which is auto branching. Hope you enjoyed that and look forward to showing you some additional labs in the future.